views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of BronxNet or the program underwriters.
And good morning, everybody, and welcome to Open, the show that brings the Bronx and the world to you. I'm your host, the Doc Bob Lee from 107.5 WBLS, and guess what? We have another fantastic show lined up for you today. Coming up, we'll take a look at an event using poetry and the arts to remember the Holocaust. Plus, we'll check out a film festival working to spread self-expression while recognizing our youth. And after that, 2019 Bronx Book Fair is coming up, and we'll sit down with some of the people behind it and learn about this effort to bring literacy to our community. Then my man Bobby C has the latest in the headline in the world of sports, and then later on, we'll meet women behind an empowerment organization and discover their upcoming health event. Stay tuned. Hey, all this and more headed your way. We're open. And hello, I'm your host, Doc Bob Lee, and you're watching Open, the live interactive program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to your TV set. Stay connected to us through social media at BronxNet TV. Leading things off, on May the 1st, a commemorative poetry event will take place at the Dörfner Judaica Museum at the Hebrew Home in Riverdale. And joining us with all the details, we have a poet, Deborah Kahan Kolb. We welcome you to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Let's go like this again. Ready? Welcome. First time?
Yes, first time.
You're very welcome. And thank you for coming by
Thank you.
and sharing your information. So tell us a little bit about your background.
So I'm a poet and a writer, and I grew up in a Hasidic neighborhood in Brooklyn, the grandchild of Holocaust survivors, and so in this respect, the Holocaust was very much a part of my upbringing. Yeah. We heard stories growing up. We knew all about the camps. My grandparents had numbers tattooed on their arms. Yeah. And so it really became a very real, even though I particularly wasn't there, it became very real to me and to my peers. How did that feel for you, though, knowing that you wondered what those marks were, the tattoos? And yeah, and a couple of my grandparents were more forthcoming than others because it was just too painful to discuss. But we knew that our grandparents were branded. We knew that they were marked for death with that tattoo. And it was just, a horrific thing that they went through, but it overshadowed our childhood,
Is
growing
it more
up.
meaningful for you today than it was? You really didn't understand it too much back then,
Exactly.
but you wondered.
Yeah, it's more meaningful because as an adult I was able, and as a poet, I was able to write about it, and I was able to connect with the experience of my family and with the Jewish nation on a more granular level through language and through poetry. And also as an adult, I feel like I'm in a position to spread awareness and to really bear witness for my grandparents who are not here any longer, through writing about it and reading and speaking about it.
Communicate that message through poetry.
Exactly.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
So you get around to different places and
yeah, I do poetry readings. I have one chapbook out now and another forthcoming. And a lot of my poetry is centered on the Jewish experience, the post-war Jewish experience. Certainly the Holocaust shows up a lot because it's part of our family history. And I studied in college, and one of the debates we had was that Theodore Adorno had said that writing poetry after the Holocaust is barbaric. And so there's a great debate, how do we take that? Do we write poetry? How do we talk about trauma? And so my personal thing is we must write poetry because we must find the words to explain the unexplainable. Yeah. When you hear about, we're just coming off the last day of Passover, where a synagogue was shot up.
Yeah.
And people were there mourning their dead during the service. They were killed. One woman was killed. And so it's really on the heels of all these examples of anti-Semitism that are just nonstop, and it seems to be increasing at an alarming rate, that I feel like writing and speaking about trauma and genocide, and particularly the Holocaust, is so important.
Yeah, and it helps you to come to terms with things too. To imagine, you know, what your grandparents have gone through, and the people who've come before you.
Yeah.
Just, oh.
Yeah, thank you. I do appreciate that sentiment, and I feel like I've found a way to, a vehicle through poetry and writing stories to try to come to terms with the trauma, and also to relay a message that the Jewish people will always be here. We will always stand up for ourselves, no matter who comes after us. I'm still very personally torn by what happened this past weekend.
Yeah.
It's just, you
It's a
know,
shame.
and the event that I organized came on the heels of Charlottesville and the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh, and it's all these incidences that you know, white supremacy is rearing its head and targeting minorities and targeting Jewish groups, and where I said we really need to come together as writers. I feel that we have.
So you do have some of that in your poetry, where you know, you can bring people together.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely. Particularly, one of my poems that's in this chapbook is called After Auschwitz, and it's about it's a call to poets to write about the people who are no longer here, to give them a voice, to give them a body, because they can't, and it's up to the writers and the poets to write about them, give them a body, and give us an image of who these people were. And so in that poem, it's not only about Jewish people who were murdered in the Holocaust, but it's all the minorities who were targeted by the Nazis. And it's about everyone who no longer has a voice, for poets and writers to come and give them life so that we remember them.
Well, I'm glad we have you here to give us life and insight as to, you know, what went on and what you're using to try to remedy that. I mean, we can never remedy what took place,
I know.
but we can always remember, and we will never forget.
Absolutely, and thank you for that, because the Holocaust really is about never forgetting, and it's about how people in this day and age can use different platforms to remember, whether it's poetry readings, whether it's writing, whether it's journalism, whether it's speeches, gatherings, art. You know, this is the way we remember what happened not so long ago.
Yeah, so Deborah, you put together a wonderful event. Talk about it.
So the event, May 1st, this Wednesday evening, begins at 6:30 p.m. at the Derfner Judaica Museum, which is situated at the Hebrew Home in Riverdale. And I felt that it was a very fitting setting for what we're doing that night, which is we have 11 international poets, some of them Bronx residents, who are reading contemporary poetry, our own poetry relating to the Holocaust and to the post-war Jewish experience. And also each poet will be reading a Holocaust poet, a poet who is writing in the depths of the fires of hell, because we want to remember them. We want to hear their voices. And this event is taking place at the Derfner Museum, which actually was founded by Jewish people who were fleeing Nazi persecution. The artifacts that are there are like, there's a burned Torah scroll from Kristallnacht. These are actually artifacts.
You're giving me the chills here.
that were there. You know, so we love people to come and view the exhibits and then hear the poems. And then we also have a special screening of a film that is that was made by director Pearl Gluck, and it's called Write Me, and it's adapted from my poem After Auschwitz. And I can tell you about the film.
Yeah, briefly, yes.
Yes. So the film follows an older woman who joins other survivors in reclaiming their bodies from their brandings. And so it's not only about the Holocaust brandings, but it's about trafficking victims, human trafficking victims who were branded by, you know, their pimps or, you know, people who enslaved them. And they get a chance in this short film to reclaim themselves and say, I own me. I own my body, this is my identity, and no one else can brand me. No one can take ownership of me.
Powerful. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming, Deborah.
Thank
and
you.
Where can we pick up this book?
So the chapbook is available on Amazon or from Finishing Line Press. The film, Write Me, will be preview screened at the event, but afterwards we'll be showing it in festivals. And my website has my poetry and more information about what I'm doing.
Right. Can we get this in Hebrew?
I'm working on it.
Did I spark an idea? No,
Yes,
you already knew.
Did. Yeah, no, you did spark an idea. But
Can you speak it?
I speak Hebrew and Yiddish. I grew up with Yiddish.
Okay. Briefly tell us in Yiddish.
In Yiddish. Oh, you're putting me on the spot.
All right, Hebrew.
Not my first language, but if you are an English speaker, if you are a Yiddish speaker, a Hebrew speaker, it doesn't matter what your language is, doesn't matter what your background is. You are welcome to come and remember with us. You are welcome to come and read, listen, hear voices that are raised in never forgetting, that are raised in remembrance of the Holocaust. And it's very important that we, in today's generation, never forget what happened not that long ago.
Thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you so
Do you
much
have
for
a
having
website?
me. Yes, my website is DeborahKahanKolb.com. And the website for the event is riverspringhealth.org.
riverspringhealth.org/art.
That's right.
Deborah, thanks for coming by. We love you, and thank you for your service, and thank you for creating the awareness.
I appreciate you having me. Thank you so much.
We will never forget.
I appreciate it.
Okay. Deborah Kahan Kolb, poet. And she's just spreading the word. Thank you. Come back again, will you?
Thank you so much. I
Yes,
appreciate it.
thank you. All right, we've got to take a quick break, but we'll be back with more Open next.
Open up your books to page 360.
Did you just look at your phone while you was in class? You played yourself.
Talking about inspirational quotes.
You gotta believe in yourself. Don't ever play yourself. The key is to make it, so make it.
Louise, can you give me an example of an inspirational quote?
Don't play yourself. The key is to make it.
And who said that?
I did. Now that's a major key alert.
Learn the real major keys to getting to college at getschool.com.
Hi, I'm David Lesh, legal correspondent to the morning show Open. If you have a legal question that you'd like me to answer, please send me an email at davidlesh@bronxnet.org, and I will address it on our Ask Your Lawyer segment.
Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. Behold the angry giant. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
And good morning to Darren Jaime and the crew and everybody watching. Welcome back. I'm your host, Doc Bob Lee. Hey, on May the 23rd, 5 for 5 Film Festival going to take place featuring original films by students around our community. And they're here today joining us with a preview. We have our co-founders, Jordan Batiste. Did I get it? No. Batiste? Say it again. Batiste. I just threw the E on the end there. And Joshua Raff.
That's right.
Gotcha.
That's right, you got me.
And also students, Elizabeth Lee, my cousin. Django Castro. Yangel. That's right. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us.
All right. Hi, what's your name?
Yangel Castro.
Elizabeth.
Jordan.
Batiste. Josh. Ralph.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks
guys.
for having us.
All right, so what do we have? 5 for 4, 5 for 5?
5 for 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, not to be confused
It
with
was
5 for 4.
It was 5 for 4 first, and then we added one more.
Yeah. Made all the difference.
Tell us about it.
5 for 5 Films, it's an after-school program in the creative arts teaching kids filmmaking. So there's 5 components of filmmaking: writing, producing, filming, editing, and marketing, and then 5 corresponding socio-emotional character-building traits: creativity, collaboration, confidence, connection, and communication, which we call the 5 C's. So Jordan and I go in to a different school once a week for 2 hours, and we work with our students. We write film plots and scripts and develop little short film ideas and film them that day, run and gun style on the spot, and we develop a suite of material over the course of a semester. These are 2 of our best and brightest.
Jonathan, Johnny, Jordan. It's like my mother called him the Fanny. Bobby, Tiffy, Tony. I mean, what's the name again? So, Jordan, tell us about how you got involved.
How we got involved? We pitched this to Bronx Law, and we did a pilot program last year.
That's a school over there, Bronx.
That's right, Bronx Law is across the way from Fordham University. They loved us, Bearcat loved us. We did a film festival at the end of the year, roundtable with all the principals. They loved us, everyone was on board, and then we started spreading at that point. Yeah, and Young Hell's from Bronx Law. Elizabeth is from, what school do you go to?
Fordham Leadership Academy.
That's right.
Hey! Fordham Leadership. And you, Yahel.
Yeah.
Yahel.
You got it.
I've got it. I'm in there.
Yeah, he's in there now.
So you guys are students. Is this something that you wanted to get involved in before they came to your school? Had to be a part of somewhere in
Without
you, no?
a doubt. Once
Yeah.
I saw Film Club, I didn't even ask questions. I was just like, I love being on camera, so why not?
We can do this.
We can. And my friends and I were just like all aboard for it. But walking into it was kind of like, what's happening? Josh was like, okay, guys, so, we're going to give you these papers and pens. He handed us blank sheets of papers and pens, and we're just like, where's the camera? It's Film Club. What are we doing here?
You wanted to do storyboards first and stuff like that?
Kinda. We wrote down stories. Then he kind of put them in this like little bowl and shook them around. Selected one of them, and there was our first film.
Pick a skit. No.
Pick a skit.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So for me, they started last year. I didn't heard from them until this year. When I heard about it, I was like, I want to do it. Because my career goal is to become an actor. So this was the perfect opportunity to experience being acting. So I was like, yeah, I got to do it.
Yeah, and he's good.
He's good.
Yeah,
they put together monologues and everything?
These guys are, right now, do your monologues.
You got a monologue?
It's what's cool is seeing the raw talent. Because a lot of our students don't necessarily have acting background. They haven't taken acting.
Yeah.
And it's not all about acting, but just some guys or students will flock to being behind camera. Some want to be on camera. Some are doing the writing, and so we see where the interests lie.
Yeah. And you'll get a chance to see all of that once you get more and more involved in these productions. Yes. I've seen it all.
For sure.
I was fighting to death the first time on TV. I was acting with Harrison Ford, and I was in Do the Right Thing, but I was don't talk about me though. Talk about you guys. Well, it goes a little something like this. But do you have a monologue? If somebody called you up and you went on a go see today.
One if somebody asked me to.
Okay, do one short.
One short one. Okay.
Pick a mono.
Let's pick a monologue. We'll do Neil Simon. This monologue is Nora, age of 16, aspiring actress. And it goes like this. Nora is upset with her father for passing and her mother for being weak, and she's also very jealous of her younger sister. I can't believe it. You mean it was okay for you to leave and leave me here? You think it's okay? You know what? That's fine. Because no matter what, I'll be here. But you can't just do that, you know? And sorry to cut the monologue short, because that's just the very beginning.
That's good. I saw you jump in and out of character. That's great. Give her a big hand. Yeah.
That's just the beginning.
You jumped in like this. And then boom.
Yeah. The monologue continues with Lori expressing why she's jealous of her very sick sister who has heart flutters.
Yeah.
And continues and ends with very kind of sad monotone to
I get it. Yeah.
But yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Beautiful. Give her a big hand. Every audience said, yeah.
Well done.
Yahel, you have one?
I don't have one.
You're working on one, but don't worry. Yeah, next time, because if somebody calls you to go and go see, you know, you state your name and what you're gonna do, and just do what you just did. That's great. That's great. So you guys are doing wonderful jobs at these different schools, letting people know
doing
that
our
you
best.
too can get into acting.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just, you know, to be clear, it's not exclusively acting, but filmmaking in general, because we want people to, because not everyone like these guys gravitate towards being in front of camera, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
But some people want to learn audio and how to hold the boom pole and be the director, you know, or be the scene designer and set designer and costume.
Like the Wizard of Oz people behind the glass.
Exactly,
up there,
they make
all
the
that
magic
thing.
happen, yeah. So it is all of those components of filmmaking.
Yeah, that's great.
It's
That's
cool,
great.
yeah.
Yeah. So you go around to, how many schools do you go to?
Currently, we're in 7, 5 schools, 7 programs. 3 in the Bronx at the same. So these guys go to, it's a Theodore Roosevelt campus right across the street from Fordham University. There's 5 or 6 schools in the big building, and we're in 3 of those schools.
Great.
So that's where we're putting together the film festival that's showcasing the work from all 3.
Good.
So they go to different schools.
When is that coming up?
It's May 23rd, Thursday, May 23rd. Yeah,
Film
from
festival.
3 to
Jordan,
5
you didn't
p.m.
tell me about this.
I'm sorry. I was going to bring it to you.
Sorry to break the bad news.
Bob, you're cordially invited.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you. All right. Can we bring some cameras?
Please. I actually
Maybe
think that
one.
Might be happening.
Maybe one, just one.
But look, we have about 4 or 5 of them around here.
Yeah, the more the
And we got a
merrier.
person doing social media too. Look.
As long as you can bring this crew with
hey.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. We're all invited?
Yeah, everyone's
All right.
invited. It's going to be a party.
Where's it going to be?
At the Bronx Law, the Theodore Roosevelt campus, they have a main auditorium.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's a pretty big space. It's an open event. Friends, family, teachers, you know, anyone
There you
that's
go.
interested in the arts and filmmaking.
Mom and Dad proud of you guys?
Yeah.
My mom gives me
She-
100 billion pep talks.
My family hasn't seen any film, so
Well, guess what? They'll get a chance to
That's
experience
right.
you. They'll
Yeah.
see you, and they say, "It's my son, the actor." That's good. That's great. We applaud you guys. Thank you, and we
Yeah.
applaud you guys for getting them
Thank you.
involved. And,
Yeah,
you know,
they're doing a
because
good
you have to
job.
give youngsters something positive to do today. Because if you don't give them anything to do, they'll maybe fall short and get into something else. Maybe the bully that doesn't want to get involved in anything, because maybe we ought to tackle the bully too.
We've
Let's
got
get the
some,
bully involved.
We got some bullies involved too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they started showing up every week and doing some really challenging roles out of nowhere.
The bullies need love too. Let's
Yeah.
get the bullies
Thugs
involved.
need hugs.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Hashtag.
Thugs need hugs. 5 for 5.
Hashtag.
That's our new tagline.
What's the website again?
5for5films.com. FIVE, the number 4 FIVE films.com.
That's right.
Thank you once again.
Thanks for having us, Bob.
And your name is?
Josh.
And your name is?
Jordan Batiste.
And your name is?
Elizabeth.
And your name is?
Younghead.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we got to take a quick break right here, and we'll come back with more Open next. Promise.
I'm only 17, but I know about investing. Believe in something, buy shares in it, watch it grow. So, what if you could invest in the future? The future of kids, like a stock. Not the kind of stock that's about making money, but a stock for social change. A whole new kind of investment called Better Futures. When you invest, it helps kids go to college. I could be one of the first college graduates from my family, the first philanthropist from my neighborhood. And if I'm the first, then maybe there's a second and a third. Believe in us, invest in us, watch us grow. My name is Sydney, and I'm your dividend.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
If you want to stay in the know about the latest happenings en español, check out Diálogo Abierto, BronxNet's own Spanish show, Wednesdays 6:30 p.m. on Channel 67. The latest in news, arts, culture, politics, and what's going on in your neighborhood. Diálogo Abierto, the best way to stay connected in Spanish. See you there. Te esperamos.
Patriotism. It inspires passionate debate. It's worn like a badge of honor with good reason, because it means love and devotion for one's country. But what really makes up this country of ours? It's the people. To love America is to love all Americans. This year, patriotism shouldn't just be about pride of country. It should be about love. Love beyond age, sexuality, disability, race, religion, and other labels. Because love has no labels.
And welcome back. Hey, on May the 4th, the 2019 The Bronx Book Fair is going to take place at the Bronx Library Center. And today, we're joined by Executive Director Lorraine, her name is Corelli. Yes, Lorraine Corelli, and Kendra O'Kay of Crossover TV. We welcome you guys to the show. You see it?
I'm here too much. I'm literally here too much. I'm here too much. Oh my God, Bob.
It's okay.
I just want to say we have so much fun together. Remember, we haven't been together since we hosted that big event in Mount Vernon together, right?
Yes.
Wasn't it fun?
Is that coming up again?
I haven't seen it in a while.
I haven't seen the producers in a while.
Linkage? Well, they're Linkage Radio, so they're still out there. They're doing it.
Thank you for this opportunity to come on and share about the Bronx Book Fair. We're
Lorraine,
excited.
tell us about that Bronx Book Fair.
We're excited, okay. Our theme this year is our children, ourselves, sustaining a healthy, creative, educationally, and literary rich community.
Oh, great, great.
So we're excited.
Are people more receptive to continuing to read like in past times? Because now we have audiobooks and things like that. People just put
we have audio
thing in the car.
We have audio books, but hard copy.
Nothing like reading a book. Right?
Nothing like reading a book. Nothing like actually feeling a book and experiencing the touch of a book. They're not going out of style.
Oh, get my book out of my car.
Books will never go out of style. I don't care how many e-books, whatever you have, books will never go out of style. And even though we have a literary crisis,
is there a literary crisis?
Yes, people are still reading, and library usage.
People are still writing, so
people are still writing.
Reading.
People are still reading, and people are still attending the library, going to the library. Nothing is going out of style. It continues.
So you guys have the book fair coming up. Do you work at the library?
I do not work at the library,
You
but
just
I
know
consider,
the people there.
I know the people there because I'm always there, and I consider myself an honorary librarian.
Yeah.
And so so when people ask me, "Are you a librarian?" I say, "Yes." Yes. But I want to tell you a little bit about when we were launched.
Yeah.
Okay, we were launched in 2013 to encourage reading, library usage, address literacy, grow readers, and to connect book lovers and readers to Bronx poets and writers. The Bronx has a huge amount of
You're acting. Go ahead.
Let me tell you. Okay, let's be for real. No shame to my game. I'm here to get as much information in as possible.
I understand.
And the time allowed.
We got you. But you're hanging out with Kendra?
Hanging out with Kendra.
It's okay.
Really? Yes. We have a tremendous amount of Bronx poets and writers. And another thing, like I said, we were launched in 2013. We're a little wary organization, but we also know that based on the crises the crises in our community, that we've had to expand it. We've had to address the issues. So what we've done, we've expanded our programming to address the health crises in our Bronx community, to address issues such as HIV, autism, hypertension, which is high blood pressure, obesity, and mental illness. And for me, mental illness is very close and dear to me. When I'm not a poet and I'm not the head of Poets Network and Exchange, which produces the Bronx Book Fair, I'm also a credentialed mental health counselor and thanatologist, which is someone who specializes in grief and bereavement.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
And Kendra?
Yeah,
It's okay.
It's okay. Everything else, it's going to be okay on May 4th. We're out here.
Kendra, okay.
Yes.
Yes.
We promoted May 4th. We've been doing a lot of things with autism the entire month. My son has complete full-blown autism and he has epilepsy.
We spoke about that.
Yes, we have. And so what we're going to do this is the first year that they've chosen, and she got me on board as the health on the health committee, the panel. So I'll be speaking on autism. Then we'll have the organization that I work for, which I'm a coordinator for our HIV peer program. But we will also have health people that we've been around 20 years. I want to shout out the executive director, Chris Norwood, for just promoting peers and pulling them out of bed with illnesses and saying, listen, you can go out there and you can teach and reach each one.
Yes.
So we will be having the organization Health People, my organization, come out. We'll be speaking on HIV. We'll be speaking on diabetes.
Yes.
And I'll be speaking on autism. And the thing about this book fair that I enjoy, I will be moderating.
What's special about it?
What's special about it is that I'll be moderating. We'll be telling stories this year. I think that's what's special about it. So on my HIV committee, we'll have a woman that's going to come and tell her story on HIV, living with HIV, and just getting out there teaching the community.
Yeah.
Diabetes, the same thing. Autism, I'll tell my story, my plight, and other parents, and I'll teach people how to navigate the autism spectrum.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm an advocate, so that's what I do. The last time I was up here, it was about a strike, and I was out there in my slippers, remember? Getting kids on the bus. When there was a bus strike and we had to get them to school. So the most important thing is that I love the poets. I've had so many of them on my show. We're live TV every Thursday night on BronxNet, 7:30 to 8:30, channel 68. And we've had all of these. I don't know if you can see this, but we have the poets, we've had the authors. This year, special guest speakers will be Valerie Bell, which is Sean Bell's mother, and also Gwen Carr.
I know Val.
Valerie, yes, she was talking about you the other day.
Yeah.
So Valerie Bell has Sean Bell, Just 23. She's the author of that book. And you can see that book is worn out because that's my copy. And then this stops today.
You've got writings in it and everything.
Yeah,
Yes.
don't go
Can
there.
I
Don't
read
go
those?
there.
I can't read those?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
In addition, we have authors such as Carmen DeLuca, Yajira Eduardo, Peter Ben Jameson, Yusef Salam, Mary Sheehan, Dr. Lee Conti Dill, Carla.
Dr. Lee's going to be there?
Yeah, Dr.
Did you invite me yet?
This is your personal and special invitation to the Bronx Book Fair.
Oh,
A special
okay.
invitation. In addition, we're going to have author Carla Cherry and Edward Corelli, among many others. And what you can look forward to, the attendees can look forward to, we're going to have publishing, children, author, and health panels, writing workshops, sister magic, poetry presentation, an open mic, literary speed coaching, and our vendors. Now here's something really special, really special. We have a special guest co-moderator, council girl, Caitlin. She's 10 years old. And she's also Kendra's co-host.
She's Councilman Andy King's granddaughter.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to be passing
Big up
through.
to the Councilman Andy King.
We have so many folks that will be passing through this book fair. And I want to shout out, she's actually one of the staffers with Councilman Andy King. I want to shout her out. She's Dr. Yvonne F. Keat is her sister, and she's just doing great things. And I just want to shout out, I have to do this. If I don't shout her out, I'm going to get in trouble. So Victoria Owens, I want to shout her. Yes. So shout out to Victoria Owens. Come out on May 4th. And tell them where they can come out.
Okay, that's the Bronx Library Center, located at 310 East Kingsbridge Road, Bronx, New York, 10458.
Did you post it up anywhere? Is it on the
everywhere.
website?
Oh, it's everywhere.
We've been everywhere.
It's everywhere.
So
it's
just
everywhere.
come out and just hear stories, you know, personal stories. Psychological abuse, mental abuse will be on my panel.
And we believe that this fair is going to be our best ever and our largest ever.
So it's posted up as
the Bronx Book Fair.
The Bronx Book Fair.
The Bronx Book Fair.
The Bronx Book Fair. Just
We're the
go to the
People's
Bronx Book
Fair.
All right. And put the people to know in Black History and Beyond, featuring the heroes and sheroes who make the grade.
Yes.
Put that
Most
in there.
definitely.
All right, we got to take a quick break.
Love
Thank
it.
you guys so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Carella, thank you so much. And Kendra, okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lorraine.
Thank you.
We got to take a quick break right here, but stay tuned. We'll be right back with he's getting on the set now. He's setting up over there. Bobby C. with the Sports Roundup coming up next.
We begin on the baseball diamond. The Bronx Bombers, or the Scranton Rail Raiders version, with all of the injuries of late, came to play in San Francisco. DJ LeMayu And Gio Urshela became the latest Yankees to get hurt as New York completed a 3-game sweep of the Giants with an 11-5 win Sunday that included another long home run by Gary Sanchez. Per Elias, Sanchez's 8 homers through his first 15 games of the season are the 4th most at that point in a season in Pinstripe history. They're also the most through 15 games since Alex Rodriguez hit 12 in a similar stretch during his 2007 MVP campaign. LeMahieu and Urshela had to be taken out of the game. X-rays for the two were negative afterwards. The Bombers are off today and hope the pair can return tomorrow. Reigning NL MVP Christian Yelich and Mets star Robinson Cano were both pulled with injuries while the Amazons beat the Milwaukee Brewers 5-2 Sunday on J.D. Davis's tie-breaking pinch hit single in the 7th inning. In Queens, Steven Matz pitched 7 strong with 2 earned runs. The Mets continue their homestand tonight. On the ice, it was a 2-1 heartbreaker for the Isles in the second round. Carolina scored both of its goals in the opening 90 seconds of the third period in Game 2. The Islanders then had 3 shots hit the crossbar and another goal waved off before losing in regulation. Hurricanes take a 2-0 series lead back to Carolina with them. It should be noted that the Hurricanes have a very strong home ice advantage with a stadium capacity near 20,000 as the series heads to Raleigh. Time for some quick hitters from around the world of sports. The NFL and the Players Union have reviewed the audio tape that a TV station aired last week on which Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver Tyreek Hill and his fiancée discuss injuries to their child. The league has historically declined to use the commissioner's exempt list in the offseason, but is considering making an exception in this case, likely as early as this week because Hill is in the middle of an ongoing criminal investigation. The designation is a way to keep a player off the field while the league reviews a charge or allegation and reaches a conclusion on discipline, and the league usually waits until the legal system concludes its process, which was just reopened last week in Kansas City after prosecutors received the audio from a local TV station. Hill has been suspended from all team-related activities in the wake of the audio that surfaced Thursday in which he discusses abusing his son. After nearly 2 decades in the league, Sebastian Janikowski is calling it a career. Janikowski officially retired from the NFL on Sunday after 19 seasons. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Janikowski was selected with the number 17 overall pick by the Oakland Raiders in the 2000 NFL Draft, making him the highest drafted kicker since 2000. He played for the Raiders for all but one of his seasons in the league and made more than 80% of his field goal attempts and 98.5% of his extra point attempts throughout his career. He compiled 1,913 career points, future Hall of Famer. Corey Ballantyne, who was just drafted by the New York Giants, is recovering from a gunshot wound he suffered in a shooting that killed his former college teammate. Washburn University in Topeka, Kansas says Ballantyne was injured in the off-campus shooting that killed the 23-year-old junior defensive back Dwayne Simmons. The school says Ballantyne, a 6th-rounder by the Giants, is expected to make a full recovery. Ballantyne's gunshot wound is reportedly non-life-threatening, and the cornerback is expected to be back on the field in a few weeks. The Giants drafted Ballantyne with the 180th overall pick in the 6th round of the NFL Draft on Saturday, and the shooting happened early Sunday morning. Crazy story there. Told you about Golden State Friday. See ya, LA Clippers. Next up is Houston. Behind Kevin Durant's 35 points, the Warriors topped the Rockets 104-100 and a wild finish that saw Chris Paul get ejected in the game's closing seconds. Paul stole the ball from Durant and kicked it to James Harden for a chance to tie the game at 103 with a 3-pointer. Harden missed the 3-point shot, and of course, Paul caught the offensive rebound. Paul was pushed out of bounds for the turnover and received a technical foul, his second, which ejected him from the game. Steph Curry scored the technical free throw to ice the game and put the Warriors on top. Durant added 5 rebounds and 3 assists in the Warriors' win. Curry contributed an additional 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists. By the way, Durant had 50 points to eliminate the Clippers. Just saying, just saying. Spurs head coach Greg Popovich is expected to return next season after earlier reports that he would retire. Your Game 1 winners yesterday were the Raptors over the Sixers, Celtics over the Bucks, and again, the Warriors over the Rockets. Chauncey Billups is one step closer to rejoining the NBA. The former Detroit Pistons star will be the final interview for the open Minnesota Timberwolves president of basketball operations role per ESPN's Woj. Billups will interview for that open position that was previously held by Tom Thibodeau. The NHL playoffs continue tonight. St. Louis will be at Dallas. Puck drops at 8. The Colorado Avalanche fended off a late comeback attempt from San Jose to win 4-3 on Sunday. Meanwhile, the Columbus Blue Jackets scored in double OT to defeat Boston. The Dallas Stars also topped St. Louis in Game 2 to tie the series. In motorsport, Chase Elliott won Sunday's Cup race at Talladega Superspeedway as the race finished under caution because of 2 wrecks. On the last lap, Elliott led 44 of 188 laps, including the final 4 laps. The win is the 4th of Elliott's Cup career and came after a pit road speeding penalty on lap 13. It's also the first win for Chevrolet in 2019 and ends Ford's streak of 7 consecutive Talladega victories. We have a winner in New Jersey. There are 2 ways to win in Supercross. You can either ride hard to the front and storm past the competition, or you can ride a perfect race and watch those in front of you fall. Cooper Webb needed to finish only 5th in the last 2 races of the Supercross seasons. Now he needs to score only 3 points next week at Las Vegas after winning his 7th race of the season. That was Saturday night at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. Once again, it was a Mercedes 1-2 finish in Sunday's Grand Prix, with Valtteri Bottas taking the checkered flag first, followed by Lewis Hamilton. For Bottas, Sunday's victory was the 5th of his career and his 2nd victory of 2019, having previously won the season-opening Grand Prix. Bottas is once again atop the point standings, leading Hamilton by only 1 point. Those are the headlines. We hit the C-list for a Kentucky Derby prediction. There's nothing quite like the Kentucky Derby, and the 2019 edition of the biggest event in horse racing takes place this coming Saturday, May 4th at Churchill Downs. Trainers from all over the country have emerged with their top thoroughbreds for the first leg of horse racing's Triple Crown. The list of 2019 Kentucky Derby contenders is led by Omaha Beach, who comes to Louisville on a 3-race winning streak, including a pair of stakes races against other top favorites. Omaha Beach and Roadster, who have both won 3 races in their careers, are 7-2 co-favorites in the latest 2019 Kentucky Derby odds. However, I'm going to go with the Bob Baffert trained Improbable at 5-1. Improbable is another 3-time race winner. Other horses in the combo could be Undefeated Maximum Security at 6-1 and Game Winner, who has never finished lower than 2nd place in a race at 7-1. Hit me up at The Voice Bobby C on social media and share your picks for the big race. That's your sports. I'm Bobby C. Stay tuned. More Open coming back at you right after this.
Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes, but with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
I guess sometimes things just happen. Devastating things. Your whole world changes in an instant. That's what happened to me the day my mother had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Why don't you ever see elephants hiding in trees? Because they're really good at it. Yeah, I get it.
I got you. Hi, I got you. Welcome back. Hey, on May 4th, Phenomenal Women. We'll find out what contributes to their phenomenality. They have the empowerment thing going on. We do it every year. And they're going to hold their 20th annual Health Expo. And joining us with all the details, we have Sabrina Martinez. Give her a big round. Go like this. Go like this. Give her a big round. Yeah. Kiva, give Kiva a big round of applause. Crystal Williams, and give her a big round of applause. And Whitney Payne. Yay. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
We have a wonderful group of phenomenal women on the set right now. And, well, Sabrina, you always put it all together. Tell us more about what's going on.
So this year is our 20th year.
Can you imagine 20 years?
Time has wings.
I know.
Empowering women and children. It's just an amazing, amazing feeling. This year we are honoring our phenomenal women. Our Phenomenal Woman of the Year is one of our members, Denise Wilkerson. She's a councilwoman in New Jersey.
Where's Denise?
She's not here today. She'll be there on the 4th. We're going to promote my charm. I have a charm and etiquette school at the National Black Theater. This is my 13th year. Our children will do, as you know, an annual showcase, talent showcase.
Yes.
Public speaking is very important. Giving them the opportunity to let everyone hear their voice and to get the confidence that they should have to bring into the world with them is one of the things we do at the expo.
And teaching them etiquette. That's
absolutely,
so
absolutely.
You need that
So
every
I'm also at that day. On that day, I will be promoting my registration for my fall semester, my 14th semester.
And what's it going to be?
At the National Black Theater.
There you go. Every
on
year.
125th and 5th Avenue. Doors open at noon. Food, fun, family, showcasing our many businesses, talents, and products.
I'm going to step
empowering
into the
women.
room. Who's with you today?
We have Kiva.
Kiva.
Lady Kiva.
Kiva.
We have Lady Crystal. And Lady Whitney. Hey. Phenomenal women to the 10th power.
Uh-oh.
Yes,
So talk about
thank
what
you.
you have.
So I am with Sabrina, and I actually have an organization that's called the I Am Development. And through the I Am Development, we've created a resource. It's a book. It's called I Am Beautiful And the book is designed so young ladies can find the beauty in themselves, accept themselves as they are.
Self-esteem and all that, right? Because a lot of people don't think they're beautiful, but no matter what, they are beautiful.
They really are. And beauty starts from the inside. So it's really important for them to know that, get comfortable with that, recognize that, so that when the bullies come or when people come from the outside and dislike something about them, they're strong. They can sit still and know. They bounce off.
That's right.
They know that I am beautiful.
I am.
And phenomenal.
That's right.
And strong. And
We're
everything,
put on
right?
stage.
That's right. So that's what the book's
And hi, how are you?
Hi.
All right.
I am the Chief Kid Adventurista of Kids Passport to Adventure, the founder. We're an amazing program. We do out-of-the-box adventures for kids, like skiing, hiking, horseback riding, surfing. We have an after-school program. We have a Saturday tutoring program, and we have a full-blown summer camp. I'm really tired because we just got back from our spring break trip. We were in Montauk for the week. And the kids
Well, I
went.
won't tell anybody. We can't tell right
Thank
now.
you. We partner
But
with.
I understand. Working with kids, it takes a lot.
But one of the
it's
things is it's important, and this is our summer camp flyer,
Yes.
but the real true reason is that we have to find ways to level the playing field. When our kids trying to get in competitive high schools and colleges, we know that there are people with other resources and means, and our kids, I want our kids to feel comfortable and confident when they step into a room that they've had the same experiences.
Yes. And it's also important to come out of your community because sometimes we're conditioned to believe that this is the only thing there is.
This block, right?
Yeah.
Home
I'm
to
going to wear the
school,
same
home to
sneakers, I'm
school.
going to wear this, I'm wearing my pants.
Exposure.
You have to get out and see other things.
Yes.
And I think that's an important part of growing up. Hi, what's your name?
Whitney.
I know. Whitney, what's going on?
I'm a real estate agent. I like to call myself also a solarpreneur. So I'm a solar consultant, and I really just am passionate about people being able to switch to renewable energy with everything that's going on in the world today, and climate change and the reasons to get off of fossil fuel, the list is long. And so I'm just passionate about helping people save money and also do it for the environment.
The environment. And, a lot of people suffering from asthma, some of this fossil fuel stuff is green gases and all that stuff. So this is solar power power, and you see a lot of solar panels now on
Yes.
rooftops, and people are really getting into it.
Carports.
And it saves a whole lot of money.
So, yeah.
I had somebody look up a house in South Carolina. They said, "Oh, what's your address?" I said, "How's it gonna find, if you can put solar panels on a house in South Carolina?" So he looked it up and said, "Oh, if you cut down that tree," I said, "What?" I went over to the computer and looked at me in my house.
Yeah,
Right
on the satellite.
computer. Yeah.
That's the way we can
That's how you do it.
judge the angle of the sun and if there's any shading. Some of the things that we take into account when we figure out what your project is going to look like for a
Why
proposal.
should someone put solar panels on their roof?
Well, first of all, here in the Bronx
Sell it.
and in the 5 boroughs,
Sell it.
we have 4 incentives. 4 counted. So we have the federal incentive, that's 30%, and that's due to go down in 2020. So, and it's now the permitting is going to take about maybe 3 months. So make the calls now to get your free proposals. The second reason is that we also have a state tax, $5,000 towards that.
Yeah.
We also have a property tax abatement and a nice
So
CERTA
it's
rebate.
discount.
4 rebates.
4
yeah.
rebates.
Yeah.
And plus, you save money on electric. And that
Absolutely.
big bill comes in, it won't be as big as.
Absolutely.
'Cause you'll
And so
have
instead of
stored
maybe
energy.
a $300 bill, you might get a $150 bill, a $100 bill, and that covers the cost of the solar panels as well as your energy.
All right, Sabrina, we got 1 minute left. Let's take it home.
So basically, if you're interested, come out May 4th, sign up, get some information. Sign up. 5 books. They're gonna be there on May 4th. We're gonna have the doors wide open, ready to let everyone know who
Say
we are,
that?
what we
Is it
do.
open? Did
Wide
you say something
open.
about open?
Wide open. So it's going to be a taste of the Phenomenal Women Empowerment Alliance. Women empowered to live our life's purpose.
That's what's up. Do you have that website that we can go to?
Phenoms to the 10th power.org.
Phenom to the 10th power.org.
Plural, phenoms.
Phenoms.
To the 10th power.org.
And we go to
just
that website,
Google
we see you guys
phenomenal-
like.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
We're just
voguing
living
all
our
over the
life's
place.
purpose. Everyone's trying to do what we need to do. We're all here for a purpose, and that's what we're doing.
And you're helping other people get what they need out of
Absolutely.
life.
And the
that's-
wellness is going to be
that's
there.
what's up.
Emotional wellness, physical, financial, personal, professional. Wellness is important.
My people, they're going to be there with that the smelling thing and all those things and stuff.
Yumblebees.
Yeah.
Yumblebees. They're asking for you.
And it's going to be at the
Melissa, National Black Theater, 5th Avenue, 125th Street.
All right, Phenomenal Women Empowerment Alliance. Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Thank you guys for coming.
you.
Thank
You got to
you.
continue to come, okay?
Thank
You're
you.
always
Thank you.
invited.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, that's all the time we have for today's show. I'd like to thank our guests for joining us and you for tuning in and checking it all out. You can catch an all-new cable cast tonight at 5 and 10 p.m. or watch anytime on the web at bronxnet.org, or you can tune in for a brand new one Wednesday. All-new episode with our host, Darren Hyman. She's been calling me Darren all day today, but because she's the producer of the Wednesday show. Thank you. For all of us here at BronxNet, thank you. We had a great time, and always remember this: what you are is God's gift to you, and what you make of yourself is your gift to God. So choose your choice. Let your choice control the chooser. And remember, whether you say you can or you can't, either way, you're right. So you can, right? I'll see you on the radio tonight over 107.5 WBLS with the Dr. Bob Lee. Love you all. Peace.